In today's economy, many sales professionals find themselves brainstorming for new products to beat the sales slump. An increasing number find themselves drawn to safety products. Hi, this is Frank Hurtte, the founding partner of River Heights Consulting, and I believe there are some good reasons to push safety front and center. Our society simply will not tolerate on-the-job injuries. Employees and companies alike have begun a push to eliminate hazards that were once tolerated. And companies across nearly every industry have discovered that safety is good business. Furthermore, the technology of safety has made some giant leaps in recent years. New products and innovations make jobs once considered necessarily dangerous safer. The fast tracking of insurance and governmental safety policy has added additional fuel to the fire of safety business. And while there's no such thing as a recession-proof business, safety purchases are being pushed front and center. Salespeople are coming to the correct conclusion. Safety offers a good selling opportunity in today's tough economic environment. But selling safety is different. Before we address the specific points of selling safety, let's explore the process used by salespeople to sell other products in the past. Way back in the 1960s, the concept of feature and benefit selling was developed. Here a salesperson brought some new product into the customer and began listing generic product features matched with similarly nondescript benefits. To illustrate this method, allow me to go back in time to my very first appliance purchase. As newlyweds, my wife and I loaded into the family vehicle and headed down to the local department stores. At our first stop, the salesman said, "Why, yes, we have 3 different washing machines in stock, ranging from $200 to $300. My wife asked what the difference between the models was, and he said the $300 unit is better. Period. No more comments. At store number 2, they sold the same 3 units, but the salesman used features and benefits selling. Here were the features and the benefits of the more expensive model. One feature was a porcelain washing tub. The benefit was no rust marks on clothes left overnight. Another feature was a larger motor, which meant the washer could operate even when loaded to the max. Lastly, the more expensive unit came with the standard feature of baked-on enamel. This provided that the washing machine would still look new 4 or 5 years later. Needless to say, his sales technique worked, and we walked away $300 lighter in the wallet. In most of today's high-end industrial sales situations, the complexity of the decision-making process obsoletes the feature and benefit model. Today's sophisticated salesperson uses a value-oriented selling model. In this situation, the salesperson listens to customer issues, gathers information, clarifies the customer needs, calculates the value to the customer, and then makes the recommendation which provides the most value to the customer. And even though the word seems a bit overused, salespeople who follow this model build a true partnership with their customers. Now we enter the world of safety. The traditional approaches start to break down for a couple of reasons. First, the features and benefits are more difficult to measure. Often these come in a variety of shades of gray. And secondly, the value-based selling method is typically tied to dollars, and most would consider it crass to tie dollars and cents to safety. Think about it. At the turn of the last century, several organizations developed tables of value which listed the cash value of everything from loss of a finger to loss of a life. Modern society has decided that no serious-minded individual attempts such a value table of this kind. With this in mind, let's look at what should go into selling safety. The safety sales strategy works in a cascade which emphasizes and highlights safety risks. It's only after the risks have been demonstrated, explored, and personalized that the product finally comes into the picture. The actual product demonstration then answers these questions. How does this product affect the safety problems? Why can we make the environment safer? And finally, are there any issues or features which allow this to be done easier than before? The whole of your argument is then referenced and tied to issues in the regulatory environment. An important point should be made here. Unless the customer first bridges the subject using just regulatory issues such as OSHA, the National Electric Code, or the National Fire Protection Act as impetus for your selling effort, will cast a cloud of doubt over the entirety of your presentation. Let's take just a moment to illustrate this technique using a new safety product from Grace Engineered Products in Davenport, Iowa. The product is designed to protect workers from the hazards presented by a partially energized circuit breaker cabinet. But wait, we're getting ahead of ourselves here. First, let's take a look at the safety risk. When a circuit breaker cabinet is open, dangers present themselves in the form of arc flash and electrocution. Arc flash is a tremendous explosive blast that occurs when a tool, a piece of building materials, or some other form of metal, maybe even perhaps a ladder, comes in contact with the live electrical wires inside. During construction and routine maintenance, the doors of these devices are taken off, and the electricians who are working on them are trained and normally wear protective clothing, but danger still lurms. And the danger is not just to the electrician. The electrician may leave the area for a short time to get a tool, to respond to a co-worker, or for some other emergency reason, and the panel is left open for accidental contact by some other tradesperson. This allows for some very dangerous stuff to happen. Now, we want to talk about the issue and how is this issue addressed. It's addressed by providing a temporary fire-resistant cover which provides both mechanical protection as well as a warning sign. Why is it safer? Well, in the past, electricians have taped cardboard or strung duct tape over the box to provide at least a modicum of protection. And in some instances, these materials that they used were neither fire-resistant nor insulating, and that creates a whole set of issues on their own. And so why is this product easier to use? The quick installation time encourages its use. A high-strength and non-conducting magnetic assembly holds the system in place while the electrician is not working on the panel. And in case you're wondering, the regulatory compliance environment falls under OSHA and the National Fire Protection Act 70E regulations. So now, a quick recap of what we covered. You sell safety by talking about the safety risks. You answer the questions, how are these addressed? Why is our product safer? And how will its ease of use encourage people to actually use it? And all of these are then enveloped in the regulatory environment. But before we go, let's take a quick look at yet one other point from the selling safety experts. We mentioned before that safety is a good business. And here is the business message, just for those of you who perhaps are not yet familiar with safety. Injuries can drop productivity. Accidents and injuries shut down production lines, not only for repairs, but also for time-consuming investigations that happen whenever a safety issue occurs. And accidents will lead to the loss of skilled workers. The fines and sanctions for non-compliance have just gone through the roof as of lately. Good safety equates to good morale.